And my triple cup, that's 2 times 2. Man, this shit dogging in the wartime, so
you know I'm ballin', usual like Kobe.
But now, the biggest thing, how do they respond to defeat? Well, Michael Jordan responded with 82 games played, 72-10, the best record of all time. Of course, they get Dennis Rodman, let's not forget. The classic 35-5 stat line, another MVP. And of course, the Eastern Conference again has 7 teams over 46 wins. He plays Alonzo Mourning and Tim Hardaway. He plays the Knicks again. And then, of course, the rematch against the Magic. And he sweeps them. Now, I'm going to be fair. Horace Grant missed every game after game 1. But even with Horace Grant playing in game 1, they lost by 30. And had he played, maybe they could have gotten a game. But Mike was on a mission. And that brings us to another point about this team. Everyone says his team was loaded with stars. Well, Dennis Rodman wasn't an all-star any of the years he played on this Bulls team, was he? But Rodman, we all know, has an all-star impact. So if you want to say I'm not being fair to LeBron, oh, trust me, I'm being fair. Because if I didn't want to, I could say that he only won with Pippen as an all-star. He was the only all-star, but that's a load of horse shit. 72-10. Let's talk about the Sonics, who struggled for so many years to get to the finals because their conference was so competitive. Notice every single team that Jordan played in the finals, he only played one time besides Utah because there was so much parity and so many stars because the league was so spread out. Very similarly to what we have in today's present NBA, where it's like 2 stars on each team or something like that. Not this loaded bullshit. Anyway, the Sonics win 64 games. Gary Payton is the Defensive Player of the Year. He's the only point guard to ever do it. Sean Kemp, we don't even need to talk about because he's a multi-time All-Star. But let's talk about the other guys. Detlef Schrempf, who was a Sixth Man of the Year twice, was an All-Star 3 times on either side of this year. And then Hersey Hawkins, who was an All-Star 1 time. He averaged 20-plus for 2 years and was still averaging 15 in 96. Not to mention they still had Sam Perkins from that 91 Lakers team. But he didn't play anyone in the finals. And then we saw that famous shot of him crying on the floor after because that's how miserable he made himself. He doesn't want to make himself comfortable like LeBron. He wants to make himself miserable to win. And that separates them. And you know what? I'm going to not lie to you again. His final stats dropped here, Jordan. But do you know why it's irrelevant? Because he fucking won.